I live inside my own world of make-believe. Kids screaming in their cradles, profanities. I see the world through ice covered in ink and bleach. Cross out the ones who heard my cries and watched me weep. I love everything. Fire spreading all around my room. My world's so bright, it's hard to breathe, but that's alright. Hush. Take my eyes open to force reality. Why can't you just let me eat my weight in glee? I live inside my own world of make-believe. Kids screaming in their cradles, profanities. Some days I feel skinny.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the first game of the MVEC season for Rocket League here on the Wartburg Knights Esports Twitch channel. As you see it here, Wartburg College going up against St. Ambrose University, MVEC week number 1. I'm Chris, having you walking you through it. Lewis and Clark, I didn't even get a second to get my bearings here, and Lewis and Clark instantly with a goal. A little bounce off of the top. It was a good job there by Apothec Dark to not get through the ball too much. It's already a 1-0 lead for Wartburg. St. Ambrose University has very talented players on their squad. In addition to, and there's Shalonk. That's how I'll say it. Yeah, that's how I'll run with it. They have, I believe, I hope I'm not wrong with this already, that they're new this year. I can't be that wrong. I believe it's their first year in the MVEC, as there have been an addition of a few schools to the conference, as well as the dropping of Simpson for this season at least. Double check my things here. Make sure I'm not just talking nothing. Yes, this is St. Ambrose's first year in the conference. It's not even a minute past the score 1-1. Polyc Dark sending it into the corner. We'll take Vibes out there guarding the goalpost. Electric Step going for the aerial. Astonic able to meet him though. Apothec Dark sends it forward. Shalonk sends it back into Wartburg's corner. Picks up the full boost. Does Apothec Dark. Voltic Vibes is cut off by Astonic. Sends it in a nice little lob. Apothec Dark gets up there though to stop it from doing anything. Electric Step with a save, even though it was a light tap by Voltic Vibes. And back at it again towards the top. Lewis and Clark able to clear it out into the corner. Shalonk with the demo. Up in the air now. Voltic Vibes with it. Good here. Shalonk up top. Apothec Dark able to clear it away from goal. Electric Step trying to hit it further. Gets stopped though. Shalonk back into the corner. Astonic able to read that perfectly. And a nice job there. Hit from the corner. 2-1 now to St. Ambrose. keep things rolling, and instantly another goal. See here, just a push into the corner. Sonic just rolls it through. Nice bump there. I believe that was an electric step. Cleared the way for the goal. They are off once again. 3-1 now to St. Ambrose, not even halfway through game number 1. Tap there, Shalonk sends it forward. A demo there. Apothic Dark gets cut off by a Stonic. Electric Step, though, sends it forward. Voltic Vibes able to get to the ball before Lewis and Clark. Apothic Dark doing what he can to keep the ball on the offensive side. Voltic Vibes flip into the corner. Lewis and Clark, though, sending it back. Touch in the air by a Stonic. Now way up high in the middle. Electric Step trying to go on a break. Doesn't get anywhere with it. Shalonk up in the sky. Sends it forward. Electric Step able to get a bit of a clearance, but it does get shut down by Voltic Vibes instantly. Lewis and Clark up off the wall. Shalonk shot on goal. Hits the crossbar. Electric Step able to get the first touch after that. Shalonk is going to get there. Lewis and Clark also going for the ball. Wasn't able to get that. I think a roll to the goal might have been a little bit more helpful there. Just behind the goal scorer. Or 4-1 the score, and this best of 7. About a minute 30 to go. Electric Step had a nice shot there, but perfect positioning by Astonic to stop anything from happening. Apothic Dark now in the air, gets nothing. Electric Step back in the air. Lewis and Clark's going to shove it into the corner. Apothic Dark set up perfectly for goal, gets nothing. Shalonk in the air. Over to Voltic Vibes. And Astonic gets nothing. I mean, makes it nothing. Excuse me. Apothic Dark able to stop that attempt. Missed air. Great job by Apothic Dark, though, trying to clear it out from goal, and it's going to be an awkward position. St. Ambrose going to have to reset for at least a second, and especially with that demo there by Electric Step. Lewis and Clark, the touch, not completely on path to goal. It was a weak one anyways, probably wasn't going to end up being anything much. The self-pass gets nothing. Astonic now tips it forward. Apothic Dark there, but unable to make the save. 5-1 the score of Game 1. Less than 30 to go. Team St. Ambrose will have this one wrapped. There it is. Apothic Dark with, I believe, 4th touch on the ball. Tip forward by Lewis and Clark. Apothic Dark able to keep it up. Lewis and Clark misplaying that one just a little bit. Final 10. And that's game number 1, going to St. Ambrose. Hard fought by the teams. Job here for 1 second. My goodness, we have a lot of screenshots. Let's go 20. I guess I'll search this. You see the stats there for this game. I gotta make sure I do this job right. I will And we're on to match number 2. (1-0) to St. Ambrose. We'll take Vibes starting it off in the air. Electric Step unable to get there, and a clear path to goal, it seemed like. Voltic Vibes just doing everything in that. Nice tap on the wheels. I think he, can't see who it was, but someone sent down. I think that might have been Lewis and Clark. No Octane is being run by Wartburg in this game. Octane, of course, being the default car. Well, one of the 3 main bodies in Rocket League, but it is the most popular one, seen as more of an all-rounder. Perfect setup, crossbar, no goal, and tipped away. Electric Step trying to play the ball, gets demoed by Voltic Vibes. And he's going to send it into Wartburg offensive zone. Down the left side, good bump there by Apothic Dark, as Lewis and Clark gets stalled up a little bit. Unable to play that ball now. Electric Step sends it forward. Voltic Vibes. Apothic Dark. Tipped up. Lewis and Clark playing it out to the side. Did a good job staying with it in the air. Sends it forward. Astonic is able to make sure nothing happens, though. Electric Step up along the wall. Gets met by Astonic. Apothic Dark with a touch. Shalank gets in the way. Shalank now with a shot. Or a pass, rather. Electric Step, 2 demos. Wartburg going to try to flip this into something offensively. They aren't going to be able to before the St. Ambrose players respawn. Apothic Dark misjudges it. Shalank off the sidewall. Voltic Vibes to the corner. It seemed like a demo attempt there by Electric Step, leads to nothing. Now completely on the back foot is Wartburg after that flip. Electric Step, though, able to make sure nothing happens. A demo on Lewis and Clark. But Electric Step tips it away, a bit of a clearance. Astonic able to set it back up. Lewis and Clark straight on it. Electric Step to misplay. Apothic Dark to the corner, too high, too far. Shalank. Rotate, perfect play in air. Electric Step stops it, though. Astonic back up in the air. Apothic Dark able to tip it away from the net. Voltic Vibes, though, putting it back on. Hits the right above the crossbar. And a misplay. Off goal. Great job there by Apothic Dark to make sure nothing happens. Shalank now plays it. Apothic Dark sends it forward. Voltic Vibes is going to be able to stop the clearance. Astonic able to get one in near net. And there is goal number 2 for St. Ambrose. Shalank able to keep it going. This is just offensive pressure constantly by St. Ambrose. And that's a good goal. Makes it 2-0 with just under 3 minutes played in game number 2. Send forward. Missed play by Shalank. Voltic Vibes trying to back up into the ball. Apothic Dark, though, with the speed to carry the ball. Now above the St. Ambrose net. Collision in midair between teammates. Voltic Vibes able to send it away. Is the only one back, though. Play to the middle. Shalank is the first to touch it, but Apothic Dark keeps it on the blue side. Astonic met midair. Shalank sends it forward into the corner. A bounce, trying to get the touch, doesn't. Voltic Vibes with the shot. It is good. Three nothing now. Voltic Vibes just the front nose of the car. And a minute 38 for Wartburg to try to lessen this lead, and it isn't going to happen. It's going to extend, actually. 4-0 off of a kickoff demo. See it there, Shalank. Astonic just free to take it. Apothic Dark was rotating around. And just nothing. No defenders at all Electric Step able to send the ball forward into the offensive zone. Voltic Vibes off the wall. It seems like once again St. Ambrose does have it wrapped up 5-0 with a minute 24 to go. Of course, not impossible to come back from this lead, but it will be very hard. St. Ambrose already matching their score from last game. Wartburg still have yet to put up the one that they did. Electric Step trying to bring it forward, able to get it into the corner, a little bit on net, and that's in. I believe used the Shalonk's car against them as they were driving ahead. See that last touch there? Shalonk just hit it into the net. Not really a way to stop that, as Electric Step was right behind them. Now Shalonk sends it forward. Touch off the nose. Once again, Lewis and Clark meets midair, though. And a misplay by Apothic Dark leaves Electric Step up on the wall. Shalonk diving for it. Apothic Dark now watching the play from the sidewall. Lewis and Clark sends it into the corner. A demo, Voltic Vibes on Apothic Dark. Voltic Vibes in the right position. An interesting car combination here, by the way. The Miku wrap with the Vatican flag. I guess I do forget that St. Ambrose is a Catholic institution. Voltic Vibes now up against the wall. 20 seconds to go. Shalonk tips it forward. Sent away by Apothic Dark. Once again, a collision. Tipped it away to the Electric Step. As St. Ambrose want to put it 6. Lewis and Clark, though, with the save. And a demo. Wartburg just wants this one to end. Keeps it in the air, though. Lewis and Clark guiding the ball down. Isn't able to, and it touches the ground before it hits the net just barely. Exact same score between game 1 and 2. As it's Voltic Vibes this time, getting the hat trick for St. Ambrose. See if this works real quick on the stream side. We'll transition to it here. Here are our game stats. It looks a little different than last time because this is a different overlay that we are using. A little bit of less... it's a more information, but a little harder to read. It is a smaller font. You see that big thing, though. 12 shots to 2. Yeah. In game number 1. Game number 2. Although, I'll be honest, I thought it said that was series stats. No, that was right. Well, yeah, this is for games. I thought it kept series statistics. That's my bad. Misunderstanding of it. Cars revving up. As we get ready for game number 3, St. Ambrose with a 2-0 lead right now. Ball into the Wartburg quarter. Excuse me for touching the mic there. My apologies. Shalonk. The shot, and it goes in. Voltic Vibes able to capitalize off of that demo. Apothic Dark couldn't really do much but watch the play unfold as Electric Step have gotten demoed in goal. And already it's 1-0 to St. Ambrose. Hard off the wall. Off the nose. Beating in the air. Electric Step able to disrupt that one. Off the crossbar, but still in. Shalonk scores that goal. And it's a 2-0 lead now for St. Ambrose. Those of you who may be new to the Wartburg College Esports program, we participate in 2 leagues, the NECC, the National Esports Collegiate Conference, and the MVEC, the Midwest Valley Esports Conference. This is that. It's a more local league, conference, excuse me. And to me personally, I think it's the one that matters more simply because it's schools that we actually know. And one thing that this Rocket League team is playing for is to play here in Waverly at the LAN event for this fall season. Shot on goal gets tipped away. Lewis and Clark seems like it was going to hit crossbar though. Just does better to send it forward. Voltic Vibes puts it in the air perfectly for Astonic. Perfectly placed there. Great goal. Not much else you can do about it other than, just boost right directly into the air. Not exactly perfect plan. Shalonk had the ball. Electric Step misplays it. Voltic Vibes gets the goal. 4-0 lead. Not even a minute 30 in. Yep, I just hit the top of Apothic Dark's car. I almost said head. It's a person. Electric Step gets demoed while chasing. Flip reset. Electric Step with it. Gets met by Voltic Vibes though. Sent in by Astonic. Going for a demo. Doesn't get it. Shalonk tips it towards the net. And it's in. 5-0. Not even 2 minutes down for St. Ambrose. They are off. And that shot saved by Astonic from Lewis and Clark. Shalonk able to get that ball before Electric Step. Now playing in the corner, Lewis and Clark touches, running it backwards. Voltic Vibes puts it on net. Apothic Dark able to tip away the Astonic. Sets it back up. Shalonk puts it in the corner. 6-0. Wartburg's car is just not really able to get set at all. A lot of movement on the defensive side. Just unable to get settled in. Obviously, you want to keep rotating, you want to keep moving. But in terms of a comfortability thing, that's a big thing as well. 2 demos for Wartburg. Not going to be able to do much with it. On net, gets tipped away, saved by Electric Step. Apothic Dark also tips that one away. Astonic still lurking. Up in the air. Voltic Vibes runs the dummy. Shalonk misses the tap. A demo. A missed demo there by Lewis and Clark. Astonic could see what was happening. Played perfectly on the wall. Voltic Vibes. Stopped by Electric Step. Astonic still there. Gets saved once again by Electric Step. Apothic Dark sends it in. Lewis and Clark able to send it away though. Apothic Dark. We're on. Lewis and Clark able to stop the ball from going too far forward, but Astonic sends it anyways. Astonic shot on goal. Tipped off of Electric Step. Goes in anyways. 7-0. Front of the car upside down. Wide open nets. Lewis and Clark though does a good job of disrupting it. And there's Shalonk capitalizing on no defense. 8-0. A minute 36 to go. Back to that LAN. It will be hosted here in Waverly in the Lyceum. I think it's not the McCormick Lyceum. No. in the Lyceum in our Student Center here at Wartburg College. If you are interested in attending, or yeah, we would love to have people watch as Shillong scores it, makes it a 9-0 game. On top of the Rocket League season, Valorant also happening. That will be played at the LAN as well. It'll be a 2-day event. Top 6 teams of each game meeting in Waverly. Apothic Dark bounces the ball off the front of the car. Lucy Clark sends it back into the opposite corner. Apothic Dark, an interesting pinch. Or not even a pinch, just an interesting bounce. Electric Step playing it up. Shillong able to get there. Drives it on down. Ball headed towards the net. Apothic Dark plays it away. A little tap. Astonic, it misreads that one. Voltic Vibes gets demoed. Now down the right side. Electric Step up in the air. Sends it away to Shillong. Apothic Dark gets demoed. Voltic Vibes chasing. Ball put in. Astonic unable to convert that. Electric Step just running a body to block as that shot goes wayward. Voltic Vibes now on the corner. In the air, Lewis and Clark misses. Tipped up. Voltic Vibes. Flips. Sets it up for, I believe that was Stonic. Nothing in it though. 9-0 for game number 3. A total of 2 shots there for Wartburg in that game. You see it there. 10 saves. 22 shots. My goodness. As it seems that St. Ambrose will be making a substitution now, headed into game 4. Ball touches, it doesn't register for some reason. That's interesting. Also, no assists in that game. I think that's very interesting to see. As we get back into game action. Just give it a second. It's got to load. Just 1 second. There they are. Lewis Clark sends it forward straight into Shillong. Sitting full boost. Tipped away. Clark now with it once again. Electric Step seemed like he might have been going for a demo from the back. Missed it though. A collision between Electric Step and Lewis and Clark. Flamethrower, the substitute. Now, oh, excuse me. Now in. Apothic Dark towards the net. Stopped dead by Shillong. Good tip there by Electric Step. Lewis and Clark sends it on forward into the corner. Sonic, perfect control up against the wall. Does run out of boost. Apothic Dark there to stop anything. Flamethrower, though, the long-range shot ends up with nothing. Stonic flips it in, still no boost. Sent forward by Electric Step. Shillong able to stop it. Lewis and Clark tips it up in the air. Sent away by Shillong. As Stonic able to send it forward. Played by Lewis and Clark. Shillong reads the bounce perfectly. Flamethrower up with Apothic Dark. Not able to get the touch on the ball. Apothic Dark shot stopped by Astonic. Electric Step demoed. Flamethrower misses the ball. Shalonk does not, though. Hard off the front of the car. Electric step off that right side wall. Flamethrower in towards net, gets to the goal. 1-0 to St. Ambrose as they are a step closer to ending this one. Electric step able to send it forward straight to Astonic, though. Apothic Dart able to make the stop. Astonic way in the air. Flamethrower going for it. Skims the car, not able to get clean contact. Lewis and Clark playing on the ball. A demo for Electric Step. Apothic Dark gets met by Astonic. Electric Step met by Flamethrower. And now St. Ambrose on the rotation. Flamethrower clips the bottom of the car. Electric Step sends it into nothing. Send it into wide open grass. Met by two St. Ambrose players. Apothic Dark able to trying to send it forward, gets stopped by Flamethrower. Electric Step tips it out wide. Shalonk in the corner, surrounded by orange nameplates. Tipped off of the crossbar by Flamethrower. Astonic able to get the demo on Electric Step. As Lewis and Clark sends it in towards the net. Pinch off the wall. Electric Step. Nice use on the rotation. Hits the hood of the car. Flamethrower straight to Apothic Dark, who's going to keep it in the corner for 1 second. Assuming there's a St. Ambrose player there, he is. Flamethrower sets it up, but Astonic not able to convert. Apothic Dark. Nothing in it. Electric Step, though, with just Astonic. Now everyone else has arrived. Great job there by Astonic. Make sure nothing happens. In towards the net. Flamethrower with a flying save. Bump there. There's Astonic. Now up the left side wall. Perfect on it. Gets stopped by Apothic Dark. Shalonk tries to keep it in towards the net. Sends it in. Flamethrower unable to convert. Apothic Dark. Pinch on the wall. Electric Step going to send it on forward straight back to Astonic. Flamethrower in air. Clips it. Apothic Dark sends it away. Sent forward by Shalonk. Missed by Electric Step, and that's going to go in 2-0 with 1:10 left. Just barely missed it under the ball. Flamethrower sent away. Astonic to Shalonk, just wide. 1 minute to go for Wartburg. Have to score at least 2 while giving up none in order to make this anything but a sweep. Astonic flips it with the car. Flamethrower couldn't get anything with Lewis and Clark there. Lewis and Clark, yeah, it gets demoed. In towards the net. Flamethrower in the air, gets sent away by Electric Step. That one towards the net, and Astonic puts it away. And what will certainly be a 4-0 start to the season for St. Ambrose. Dark. With it in the air, Lewis and Clark gets flipped, but still able to get the ball forward at least a tad. 15 to go. Astonic trying to just pad the lead a little bit. Lewis and Clark misplays it. Shalonk does, though. Now the scoreline reads what the series will. And that, Apothic Dark, trying to keep the ball alive. A little bit of fun. Electric Step sends the ball forward. Shalonk in air. There it is. Four nothing the final score in game number 5 as... Well, I was supposed to get the stats there, but I guess I could pull it from the stream. That's supposed to be... all right, that's something we'll get figured out. But there it is, 4-0 final score, as I will transition to the caster screen because our camera's broken. But there it is, 4-0. Oh, I did not realize how terrible that image looked. Oh, that is bad. I apologize. It looks good on my screen because it's small, but then I looked up at the TV screen. That is not great. But 4-0 the final score. St. Ambrose takes down Wartburg in week number 1 of the MVEC. The Rocket League team will be back on Thursday, I believe it is, for their NECC placements, so make sure to tune in for that one. And thank you so much for watching this broadcast of Wartburg College Esports. And we will see you next time.